So we really want to continue hearing from you and thinking about what you're bringing to the table as ideas and input for us to build the program. So we have been talking a lot about our Aspire objectives and what that looks like. The three in the middle pretty much stay the same. That's our law, state law. And then one of the things to really think about with our objectives is that we're really starting to look at it through an equity lens. Those of you that have been around for a while, the last couple of years, you know, we've started having some conversations around equity. We want to continue doing that. And we want to continue making sure that our materials really reflect the Oregon's equity lens and that our materials reflect that, which a lot of you have expressed in the coordinator survey. One of the things that is new, it's been talked about as within our program, but one of our objectives that we're going to state very clearly is that we want to help create a career and college readiness culture within your sites, within our program, across the state, with all of our partners. And hopefully all of you noticed what word is first there. And I'm looking at faces, so, you know, a little smile or something or nod. All right, thank you. So we really want to put career first. The next three probably aren't new for you. Provide mentoring and resources. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. It's what we have been doing. However, we are diving deeper into each of those pieces to start building the program out, especially on the third one where we're looking at other options for paying for post-secondary education, and post-secondary education includes that career piece, that career component. So always remember, when we say post-secondary education or college, we're thinking trade schools, we're thinking certificate programs. And then the last one is also new. And that's because of all of you, that we want to support you to become sustainable through a customizable Aspire program. That's very different than what some of you know. I'm looking at some of you that have been around for a long time. And you all have done this, where we were a traditional one-on-one mentoring program. And you all are like, no, we're actually more than that. And so we've been really capturing that. And you'll see us rolling that out and us talking about it more this year. So one of the things that we did is put out a coordinator survey, one of many. A lot of you have seen it before. So if you have not submitted this, you're like, we've done this before, don't want to do it again. Please do it. Rochelle's going to send out the link in the chat if she has a link to it. If not, we'll make sure you get that. We only had 50 responses through January 6th. We did have an additional 6 come in after that, but the results that I'm going to talk about today are those 50 responses. So the final deadline to submit is January 21st. So if you have not done that, we will get that link out in the chat today or follow up in an email. I am going to go quickly through the survey results. Because they're not complete yet, I'm not going to send this PowerPoint out, so don't even ask. I'm just kidding. After we have all the results, after January 21st, and we do a final assessment, we'll send this out and say, okay, here are the responses. So I'm not going to give you a lot of time to look at this. What I do want to highlight is that we asked, what does your school or site facilitate? A lot of you, thank goodness, you have career and college readiness happening within your school. But some of these are kind of small numbers, and we've heard from you all and research and other programs that these things are important. So as we start getting these results and knowing that you've submitted them, your access specialist will work with you and say, hey, do you want to do anything about this? Or is just this something that, you know, is out of your control, or how can we help? So we will be looking at those on an individual basis, but then also as a program wide on how we can expand our program. What resources have you used? So many of you said, you guys got to work on your website. But what I was really happy is that 41 of you out of 50 are using it. Well, 47 for this particular question. So thank you for continuing to use it, even though it is lacking a lot. Rochelle and I are working very hard on that right now, and we'll get that going. Happy that 40 of you are using FAFSA Plus. If you are not, you need to. So talk to your access specialist about that. And hopefully you know about the FAFSA Plus completion campaign. Lots of things happening in our office. So what other would you like to see? Again, financial management is a big piece of it. Is college worth it? This is a much bigger conversation, but really why? We have so many students now that are like, no, thanks, not going. It's not worth it. So you've asked us to kind of expand on that a little bit. The financial aid process, start to finish. So we kind of deal with the end of it, but you all want to know more about the beginning of it and what happens after a student submits and how did they find out? And then culturally sensitive topics, which the answer didn't quite make sense to me. So we'll be reaching out to folks, but I like it, even though I'm not exactly sure who it's directed towards. I was really happy to see that, especially with our equity lens. So what 3 areas should we work on for students? Careers, always careers. And then OSAC information actually came above college. So as a college access program, traditionally from 1997, I hope we're doing a decent job there. So OSAC information was like the second. Translations, again, equity lens. And then you want more videos and webinars. What 2 Aspire resources need to be improved? There's 4 because we asked you for 2, but these are the 4 that came to the top. The website, yeah, we know. A lot with the OSAC scholarship support. And that included lots of different things that I don't have a lot of time to go into, but you'll hear more after we get all the results. You want more site and coordinator support, which made me really happy. With COVID, some of you know we started similar work that Rochelle and Stacy are doing with the Career Connections or Coordinator Connections, where we started meeting with you in the summer. And so I was happy to see that you want more of that. So we're going to be looking at how can we provide more site and coordinator support. And then Aspire materials need a serious update. So we are also working on those. Why Aspire? This was my favorite question. So happy with this question. Number 1 is mentors, and that is great because we have always been a volunteer mentoring program. With the expansion of allowing staff to mentor and doing some other things with mentoring and how the program looks, I was still happy to see that mentors are a huge piece of the program. Students came next. These are probably neck and neck. Why Aspire? Because you're getting college info and connections. This was my favorite. It provides an infrastructure. This, I think, is most important for our program to continue getting funding from the state. And it's our biggest thing to say we're helping these sites provide infrastructure. And then I love the college going culture. Now we all just need to start saying a career in college going culture. This is a direct quote. Aspire is here to funnel students' personal interest and abilities towards a satisfying and hopefully rewarding future. So thank you to those of you who filled this out. We take it very, very seriously. So if you've not submitted, please submit. So what's next for our team? Well, we have been coming together because, as you know, we have almost a brand new team. 2 of them started in August, 1 of them started in September. So we have been coming together as a team, making sure that we understand and agree on Aspire is X. We're not quite there yet because all of you have made that messy for us. And we're trying to figure out, like, what is the new Aspire? And so we are really having conversations. Like, we've had some big conversations about what do we think Aspire is. So we know what Aspire is today, and we're getting a really good idea of where Aspire is going. We are working on an inventory and reassess. I'm getting chills right now. Okay, anyway, love this program. Okay, we're doing an inventory and a reassess. So we're looking at everything that we have as a program, and we're reassessing it, and then reassessing it, and reassessing it. At the same time, we're working on a strategic plan. It's growing, it's exciting, and then we're going to roll this out. So you'll be hearing bits and pieces between now and the end of the year, and you will know what kind of data we're going to be looking at in the future. You're going to get a first look at, just what we think the program is going to look like. We're in for a huge expansion between now and fall. Our boss wants us to get anywhere from 60 to 100 new sites. So we have a lot of work happening on our end, which is very exciting for us. So feel free to touch base with your access specialist. You can always call me to find out, hey, what's going on? What's going on with you guys? And we'd be happy to share that. So here's my contact information if you want it. Rochelle, I hope that is exactly what you were looking for. Just know that always, and I hope you know this, that your voice is so important.